within the vast ocean of human history, there lie secrets that challenge the very fabric of logic and science. Imagine a story where time stood still, where the line between life and death vanished for centuries, and where 7 young men became a living miracle mentioned in the Holy Scriptures for eternity. This is the account of the Ashab-e-Kahf, the people of the cave. Who were these noble youths? What terrifying force drove them from the comfort of silk-lined palaces into the cold, dark depths of a mountain? And what is the truth behind Chitmir, the loyal dog who earned a place in the annals of divine miracles? Today we peel back the layers of 2 millennia to uncover a story of faith, survival, and a miracle that shook the Roman Empire to its core. The year was approximately 250 AD. The Roman Empire was at the zenith of its worldly power. In the province of Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey, stood the magnificent city of Ephesus, with its towering marble columns, grand theatres holding thousands, and the legendary Temple of Artemis. Ephesus was a beacon of civilization. But behind this grandeur lurked a dark shadow. The Emperor Decius Decianus was a man of extreme vanity and cruelty. He claimed divinity for himself and the stone idols of Rome. He issued a decree. Every citizen must bow before the gods of Rome or face a public and agonizing death. Fear gripped the city. The altars ran red with the blood of the innocent, and the air was thick with the smoke of pagan sacrifices. Within the very heart of the emperor's inner circle lived 7 young men of noble birth. They were the sons of the city's highest officials, dressed in the finest silks and destined for power. Among them were names like Maximilianus, Maxalmina, and Martinianus Tamilica. While the world saw them as elite Roman nobles, their hearts harbored a dangerous secret. In the silence of the night, they rejected the stone idols. They realized that a piece of rock could never be the creator of the universe. They gathered in secret, whispering the name of the one true God. Their secret was eventually betrayed. Dragged before Emperor Decius, they stood tall. They chose the creator of the heavens over the king of the earth. Decius, surprised by their status, gave them 3 days to reconsider. Those 3 days changed history forever. Instead of using those 3 days to surrender, the 7 youths used them to escape. They abandoned their wealth, their titles, and their families. Under the shroud of a moonless night, they fled Ephesus. As they navigated the rugged slopes of Mount Ankylos, they encountered a simple shepherd. Upon hearing their story, the shepherd realized the truth of their message and joined them. But he was not alone. Following closely was his dog, Chitmir. Fearful that the dog's barking would alert the Roman scouts, the youths tried to drive it away. But then a miracle occurred. By the permission of Allah, the dog spoke in a clear voice. "Do not fear me. I am the guardian of those who remember their Lord." They entered the cave, and with a final prayer for mercy, they lay down to rest. Allah cast a heavy, divine sleep over them. This was no ordinary slumber. It was a suspension of biological time. The Quran provides details that stun modern scientists. The cave was positioned so that the sun's rays would turn away from its entrance, shading them in the morning and evening to prevent their bodies from being scorched, to prevent their flesh from decaying or sticking to the earth. Allah turns them over on their right and left sides. Outside, the world moved on. Emperor Decius died, his empire crumbled, and centuries passed. Civilizations rose and fell. Meanwhile, at the threshold of the cave, Kitmir the dog lay with his paws outstretched, guarding his masters. To any passerby, the cave radiated such an aura of terror that none dared to enter. They remained in this state for 309 lunar years. When they finally woke up, the world was different, though they knew it not. They felt as if they had slept for only a day or half a day. Driven by intense hunger, they sent Temlika back to the city to buy food. He was warned to be extremely cautious, for they still believed Decius's guards were hunting them. As Temlika entered the city gates, he was paralyzed by shock. The idols were gone. Crosses and symbols of the one true God were inscribed on the very walls where execution notices once hung. Confused, he handed a silver coin to a merchant to buy bread. The merchant's eyes widened. The coin was over 300 years old, bearing the face of a long-dead emperor. The marketplace erupted in chaos. "You have found an ancient treasure," they shouted. Temlika was brought before the king of the era, a man of deep faith. The city was currently embroiled in a theological debate. Will the dead truly be resurrected? The king prayed for a sign, and that sign arrived in the form of a young man from the past. When the truth was revealed, the entire city followed Temlika back to the cave. The king and his citizens looked upon the 7 sleepers with tears in their eyes. The youths realized that their trial was over and the truth had triumphed. After meeting the people and fulfilling their purpose as a living sign of the resurrection, Allah took their souls back into the sleep of death. A mosque was built at the site to commemorate this eternal miracle. The story of the Ashab-e-Kahf is more than a historical account. It is a timeless lesson. It teaches us that when a believer sacrifices everything for the sake of truth, time itself becomes their servant. The cave remains a site of pilgrimage and reflection in Jordan and Turkey, a reminder that the promise of Allah is true and the hour is coming without a doubt. As we look at the world today, the story of the 7 stars of Ephesus continues to shine, proving that faith is the only force capable of outlasting time itself.